New desk. Dave takes me to school. When I see it, I use the words I learned from the TV machine. No way! It's big enough to graze a herd of cattle in, made of fine red square stones and surrounded by many tall, not dead trees. It's a place for a leader of men to work in, not a place for small children to learn their numbers. Dave sees my falling open mouth. Don't be scared, Keck, he says. But I'm not scared. Not like that. Scared is for men with guns and maybe just a little for a flying boat. Finding its way back to earth. Inside my school, the floor shines like ice. I walk carefully. Thin metal doors with silver handles line the walls. Those are called lockers, Dave says. Come on, we're early, but the teacher wants to meet you. Waiting in a big windowed room is a woman with black hair that dances and sturdy arms and eyes that tell jokes. You must be Keck, she says, and then she uses my word for hello. I'm ready to begin my learning, I say, and she tosses out a loud laugh like a ball into the air. I can see you mean business, she says. A man comes in, young and short, with skin the color of rich earth, just like mine. He says he is Mr. Franklin, and he helps sometimes in class when Miss Hernandez needs to do her deep breathing. Everyone laughs, so I laugh too, because it's always good to be polite. This will be your desk, Mrs. Hernandez says. Have a seat. She points to a shiny chair and a little table. A chair of my own and a table too? I smother the thought like an ember near dry grass. I am very sorry, but I can't, I say softly. I don't have the cattle for such a fine desk as this. Oh, she says, you don't have to pay for this desk, Keck. School's free here. You just bring your mind and your smile every day, okay? Carefully I sit. I like very much this new desk with its cool, smooth top. My mouth will not stop smiling. Ready. You're not going to understand a lot of what we say at first, Mrs. Hernandez says. This is called an ESL class. You and your classmates will be learning English together. It means they won't always understand you, and you won't always understand them. I'm used to not understanding, I say. It's like playing a game with no rules. She nods. That's exactly what it's like. I know, because when I came to the U.S. from Mexico, I couldn't speak a word of English. That is a surprise. A teacher who did not know? Sorry, let me try that again. This is a surprise. A teacher who did not know all things? Did you not know things also? I asked Mr. Franklin. Me? I'm from Baton Rouge, he says. That's kind of like another country. I couldn't understand these crazy northern folks for the longest time. Some of his words get lost on the air on their way to my ears. But I can see from his face that his meaning is kind. When you have a question, Mr. Franklin and I will be here to help, says Miss Hernandez. She points to the sky. You just raise your hand like this. Okay? I nod. I say okay, just like her. I raise my hand. Yes, she says, smiling big. I ask, when will the learning begin? Cattle. In my class, my long name class called English as a Second Language, we are 16 people with 12 ways of talking. When we talk all at once, we sound like the music class I can hear down the hall. Hoots and squeaks and thuds, but no songs you can sing. I look at our faces and I see all the colors of the earth, brown and pink and yellow and white and black. And yet, we are all sitting at the same desks, wanting to learn the same things. Miss Hernandez tells everyone my name and my old home. Then she asks us to draw a picture on the black wall to show where we come from. One boy, Jamie from Guatemala, draws a mountain with a hole called a volcano. Sarar from Afghanistan draws a camel, though, to be truthful, it looks like a lumpy dog. I draw a bull with great curving horns, like the finest in my father's herd. I even give him a smile, but it takes me a while to decide on his coat. In my words, we have 10 different names for the color of cattle, but the writing chalk is only white. I'm working on the tail when someone in the back of the room says, "Moo!" Then more say it, and more, and soon we are all a class of cattle. At last, we can all understand each other. I think maybe some of the students are laughing at me, but I don't mind so much. To hear the cattle again is good music. We're going to pause there. We have one more writing to do today. Our last writing is this. It's a drawing and a writing. I want you to think just like Keck and his classmates were doing. Think of something that represents you and where you come from. What image would you draw to represent you and where you come from? Take some time to explain why what you drew represents you.